All right, everyone. Well, it looks like the video should be wrapping up pretty quickly if you started it at the beginning. For those of you just joining us, we just watched an introductory video explaining a little bit about community vital signs and the community transformation plan. If you haven't had a chance to watch it, we'll direct you to the link for the video again later. It is currently also in the chat box, so you can click on that link and save it. But as I mentioned, we'll be directing it to you later, so you can feel free to watch it again and share it with your colleagues. So as you heard a little bit in the video, Community Vital Signs is a new and exciting initiative in San Bernardino County, that is focused on collective impact and really bringing together stakeholders from across sectors to provide common goals, language, and metrics for transforming our community into a healthier place. So we're going to try, so we really want this plan to help transform the community into a healthier place to live, work, learn, and play. As some of you may know, we've been hosting community forums at each of the 5 supervisorial districts over the month of October and into November. Actually, our last one is tomorrow at the National Orange Show. But however, we know that not everyone can make one of these in person. So we wanted to have an opportunity for anyone who wasn't able to make it to attend a forum using virtual technology. So given that, we're going to do our best to replicate what we did in person through this virtual forum. So we're going to walk you through some of the activities we've been conducting at the forums in person. And what we really want is to get your feedback on the Community Transformation Plan. Before we get started, we want you to think a little bit about improving our communities, and your community in particular. So please take a moment to think about the following questions as they relate to the 4 strategic issues you heard about in the video, which are economy, education, safety, and access to health and wellness. So what is the name of your town or city? What do you like about your town or city? And what would you like to improve about your town and city? So I'm going to pause to let you think about that for a little bit, and feel free to jot down notes if you'd like. And we would also like to hear from a couple of you on your responses. So if you are willing to let us know what your answers are to these 3 questions, please type your name into the chat box, and we'll call on you one by one. So I'm going to pause for a minute to let you think, and then if you're interested in sharing your responses, please let us know. All right. It looks like we don't have anyone volunteering to respond to any of those questions. Is anyone interested in letting us know what they would respond to these 3 questions? If you're more comfortable typing it in the chat box, we can also let everyone else know what your answers are. And remember, you're all muted right now, just so we can keep the background noise down. So you have to let us know in the chat box if you're interested in saying something. All right. Well, thank you so much for responding. So we have one response. Someone's from Bloomington, and they like all about their town and would like to improve more bicycle lanes, so adding some more bicycle lanes in Bloomington. And it looks like we have, and that was Sonia Vega from Bloomington. Thank you, Sonia. And it looks like we have James Moses. James, I'm going to unmute you really quick so we can have your response here. Thank you so much for volunteering. All right, James, you should be able to talk now.
Okay, can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. I live in the city of Highland, but actually originated from Bloomington, so it was interesting to see someone from Bloomington on the line and responding.
Great.
In Highland, you know, I like what I like about our town is that there's a kind of a mix of our residential neighborhoods, but there's a lot of opportunity for outdoor activities. There's a lot of horse trails or bike paths, bike trails, a lot of places that you can, a lot of hiking trails very close, and so you have a lot of places to get outdoors and get active, and I enjoy that. What I'd like to see our city look to improve is improve on our downtown area and create kind of an old school downtown vibe, if you will, and bring back some business and some activity and opportunity to the downtown, the old town area of Highland. You know, you kind of have it with the times it changes, and we now have a different downtown, if you will, and what used to be downtown has a lot of blight and a lot of inactivity and a lot of empty buildings.
All right, great. Thank you so much, James, for sharing that with us. So we have James from Highland, talked a little bit about the outdoor activities and availability of some of these outdoor events, biking, horse trails, and really wanting to revitalize the downtown area to get that old school vibe again. Okay, great. And it looks like we have Miriam from Yucaipa, and she has said that she likes the availability of recreational activities, but would like to improve safety and more visibility of law enforcement in Yucaipa. So great, thank you so much for sharing. Are there any other attendees that would like to share some of their thoughts? All right. Well, thank you again, and feel free to, throughout this conversation, if you have anything to add, you know, please type it into the chat box and we can share that with the rest of the group today. But it looks like from the few we heard from that we have people spread from around the county, so we're getting some input from, you know, different areas in San Bernardino, which is really great to see. So, you know, as I mentioned, it's really wonderful to have you all here, and hearing a little bit about the strengths of your community and how you might make it even better is really a great way to kick off today's conversation. Because today's meeting is an opportunity for you to use your experience to really help us develop a plan that is going to transform San Bernardino County and to ensure it is a place that capitalizes on the diversity of its people, its geography, and its economy, to create a broad range of choices for its residents and how they live, work, and play. And you'll hear us talking a lot about that live, work, and play idea today and how we can improve the community to make it really accessible to everyone. So now we're going to get a little bit more into what the Community Transformation Plan is. So the Community Transformation Plan will ultimately help improve the health of San Bernardino County, as we've been talking about. And how will it do this? Well, the plan will address important issues in the county. It will help identify goals, objectives, and strategies to improve health outcomes for county residents. It'll help bring together organizations to work to achieve common goals. So I know it's such a large county, San Bernardino has many organizations working on different aspects of education, economy, health, and wellness. And we really want to bring those organizations together to strive for common goals. And finally, the plan is really about engaging residents to take an active role in improving the health and well-being of their communities. And as you can see on the screen here, we have a breakdown of the Community Transformation Plan and the 4 priority areas that have been selected. We've had a work group working on looking at priority areas, looking at data in the county to come up with some focuses for the Community Transformation Plan. And you'll see here we have education, economy, access to health and wellness, and safety as the key focuses of this plan. So the plan is still under development. We're working on fleshing out what this will look like. So today you're here to help us and to provide feedback on the pieces of the plan that we have developed so far. So as I mentioned, you're here to really help transform your community to be a healthier place to live, work, learn, and play. We want you to share your ideas for improving health in your neighborhood. We heard a little bit from some of you on what you think would help make your community better, and that's what we really want to hear from all of you today as well. And we want you to provide feedback on the elements that we've begun to develop as part of this community transformation plan. So what will you do today? So as I mentioned, we've held in-person community forums. And so we're adapting that as much as we can to this virtual platform so that those who weren't able to participate in person can participate online. So at each of the forums, we have posters representing the priority areas that are part of the community transformation plan. These priority areas have goals that have been drafted to help achieve some of the ideas and elements of the plan. So what you'll be doing today is you'll be looking at the priority areas and the goals that have been drafted for those plans. And what we're going to ask you to do is to rank the goals for each of those priority areas and to also let us know what you think is missing. If you think something is unclear about the goals as they've been listed, they've been written, let us know. And how you'll do this is at the end of this presentation and slideshow, you'll be directed to a survey. And on that survey, you'll be voting. You'll see the goals again. You'll be voting for your top goals, either 2 or 3 goals for each priority area, and you'll be letting us know what you think is missing from the plan. So we'll be walking through shortly each of the posters from the forums. You'll be looking at it, obviously, on the computer screen. I'll be showing you a large view so you can see what the whole poster looks like, and then zooming in on each so you can really read what's on each poster. We're also going to ask, we're also interested in hearing some other information, and you'll be answering these questions you see right here on the survey when you get to the survey. But we also are interested to hear about some of these things before you get started, just having listened to the video, hearing a little bit about community vital signs and your own experience in the county. If any of you are interested in sharing, once again, type your name into the chat box, or you can type your answer in there. But what changes do you hope to see in the next 5 years as a result of this work? So if any of you are interested in sharing, let us know once again, or type it in. And you can also just think about this for now. You'll have the opportunity to answer this question on the survey later on. But for the time being, is there anyone that has any ideas and wants to share their thoughts on this? All right, and remember you're all muted right now to decrease background noise, so you have to type in and let us know if you want to say anything to the group. We'll give you another minute or so, and then we'll move on. Okay, great. Sonia Vega is going to share a little bit. Thank you, Sonia.
No problem. Hello. Yes, I would see in the next 5 years would be, well, gosh, there's too many things. I know that there are, yeah, there's too many things in our, we have a small community, but there are some areas, I mean, I wish we could walk a little bit more. There are, right on Cedar and Valley, there, I mean, that's where I kind of live near there, and it's very populated, and I know that they have been already some advancements in the streets where they put like islands in it, but for some reason people are still driving over them, and it's just people who have like big trucks, they're still going over them. It's like, come on, people, you know, I mean, it's there for a reason. And I mean, even pedestrians, I mean, they're fearing not to walk through that area because these big trucks still drive over these islands, it's kind of like, hello, people. So in my view, it would be nice to have. We don't really have a. We have a group of people who are involved, you know, in making the city a little bit more healthier. But I know that there is going to be a library going to be in. I would like to see maybe a community garden near that, near the library. That it's going to be on Valley. I think it's going to be placed, and it would help so much. You know, just having a community garden where everyone can. You know, I work in the nutrition program here at the county, and it would be wonderful for me to come in there and give some nutrition education classes in both English and Spanish. So that would be really great to happen in the next 5 years.
Great. Thank you so much for sharing that, Sonia.
No problem. No problem.
Great. Thank you. Anyone else want to share what they hope to see in the next 5 years as a result of this work? Okay. We have Miriam Clark. Let me unmute you really quick here, Miriam. Okay, Miriam, you're unmuted. You can go ahead and let us know what you think. You might have muted yourself, though, Miriam. You might have to unmute yourself.
Is that better?
Yeah, there you are.
Well, I think in the next 5 years, what I would hope to see is that community members took more responsibility of getting active in their community. I think we need to educate our community members or citizens that live in the county and in our cities of if they want to do some change in their city, that they need to get involved. So I think we really need to focus on getting people to take ownership of their community and having them, you know, go to city council meetings and talk about, you know, what they would hope to see. Personally, I live in Yucaipa. I would like to see a little bit more visibility of law enforcement in certain areas within Yucaipa where you see crime rates are a little higher than other areas. I would also like to see that our retail be expanded. We're constantly having to drive to the city of Redlands because they have more shopping availability, or I have to go out to Riverside County to Cabazon because that's the closest mall. So I'm seeing tax dollars going to a different county in a different city because we don't have the availability to have good retail within our city. So I think our city could focus on expanding our retail, what's available there, and having Yucaipa dollars stay within Yucaipa dollars, having, you know, certain dollars from certain cities stay within those in those cities and overall within our county, so that we can, you know, expand our tax revenue and have a better revenue so that we can do other things, safety, recreational activities, and just overall grow our cities and our county and be in a better state than we are now. I would like to see that we do have a healthier county overall, and, you know, have better family units that take ownership of their families and can sustain that.
Okay, great. Thank you so much for sharing that, Miriam. That's really great to hear. And it sounds like we heard a little bit about, you know, making the community maybe more walkable, having community garden, and then from Miriam a little bit about having community members take more responsibility for their health and for being active in their communities, and also, you know, making sure that there are resources within the county so you don't have to go outside of the county to get some of the things you need. Great, it's really interesting. Anyone else want to share? One or two more people before we move on? Okay, great. Well, thank you again, Miriam and Sonia, for sharing some of your thoughts and ideas. Once again, if anyone decides they want to share something, just let us know and we can go ahead and unmute you or share what you type into the box there. As a second part to that question, so we heard a little bit about what some of you want to see in the next 5 years. Who do you feel from your community should be involved in this work? So in your eyes, you all sat and thought about what you would hope to see in 5 years. And even if you didn't share it, you might want to share who you think should be involved in this work from the county. So once again, if you're interested in sharing, let us know by typing your name into the box, and otherwise we can move on to the next activity. Okay, well, once again, these questions will be on your survey that you'll be taking in just a short few minutes when we're done going through all this information. So make sure you add everything into there. We'll ask these 2 questions of you again, and we want you to provide as much detail and information as you can, because we really want to use this information to help improve the plan and to help improve the community. All right. So I also, we have this slide in here to let you know that there's a hashtag that goes along with this whole process, hashtag TransformSBC. So you can go ahead and jot that down and make sure you take a look and follow the hashtag there as part of the Community Vital Signs initiative. You'll also see on the Community Vital Signs Facebook page and website some more information about some of the forums that have been held in person. We'll also be putting a recording of this forum on the website for people to follow up with if they weren't able to attend today. So that's just kind of a little addition here for you all. So before we have you all branch off and work on the survey, we want to tell you what's next. So you participated in this online forum, you provide some of your feedback. But we really want you to know that this feedback will be compiled and will really help improve the plan. We're really taking to heart all of the information we've received from each of the 5 forums and now this virtual forum. We'll be compiling it and summarizing it, giving it to our work group and to other people who are really involved in this process to make sure that the community voice is heard and included in this final plan. Also, if you're interested in receiving updates about Community Vital Signs or helping in any way with the plan, so talking about some of the action steps and strategies for moving forward, there'll be a place for you to enter your email at the end of the survey, and you can let us know that you're interested in finding out more. And communityvitalsigns.org also has a ton of information for you. So I'm actually going to go to the website here so you can take a look, and we're also going to post the link into the chat box for you. But this is the Community Vital Signs website, and as I mentioned, there's information about each of the forums. Right here is the link to the video that some of you saw earlier from your supervisors, the Board of Supervisors. If you didn't get a chance to look at it, please go ahead and play this video as soon as we're done here. There's also information on here about hosting your own forum. So if after today you realize that you've worked with stakeholders that would be really interested in providing feedback on some of this information, you can also host your own forum, and there is a bunch of information, a toolkit here under the Train the Trainers webinar, where you can use all of the supplies that we've been using and to host your own. There's a video that tells you what to do to go through the process with the stakeholders in your community or at your organization if you're interested in hosting. And you can also contact me at chuff@hardeco.com with any questions, or contact the San Bernardino County Department of Public Health with any other questions as well. So with that said, we are going to take a look at the posters, which you've all probably been waiting for, to see the priority areas that have been selected and the goals that have been selected for each of those priority areas. We encourage you to jot down notes because you'll be answering questions about these as you go to complete the survey. The goals will be listed on the survey again, so you don't have to memorize exactly what's on the posters. But please feel free to jot down any notes and ask us any questions as you're going over all of this information. And once we get through all the posters, we'll send you the the survey link to go ahead and complete the survey. So I'm going to start with economy. And as I mentioned, I'll show you a large view of the poster. So this is what it looked like. We have some background information on some economic statistics from the county at the top here. And then these are each of the goals under the economy priority area that make up the community transformation plan. As I mentioned earlier, you'll have a chance to vote on your top 3 goals on the survey. And you also have an opportunity to tell us what you think is missing from these goals. So is something unclear? Is something missing that you think is a really important factor as part of the economy in San Bernardino? Let us know. You'll have space to type that in on the survey. So I'm going to zoom in a little bit so you can get a chance to see this up close. All right, so I'll stay on the top part just for a minute or so and then scroll down to the bottom and we'll go through each poster. All right, next we're going to look at education. And if you want to go back to any of these, I'll go through all of them first. And if you want to go back before you start the survey, please let us know in the chat box. And as I mentioned, the survey will have all of these goals listed for you to vote on and to write responses about. So you'll see them again. So this is our education poster. Here's the information on the top, some background information about education in San Bernardino County. And for education, again, you'll be able to vote on your top 3 priority areas in this area, and we'll be listing these again on the survey. All right, next we'll be moving into the access to health and wellness. We divided access to health and wellness into 3 separate posters just because of the amount of information we had. So the first is access to health care. So here's the health care poster. I'm going to zoom in a little bit. All right, So now I'm going to move on to healthy behaviors. This is another one of our Access to Health and Wellness posters. All right, and our final access to health and wellness is mental health or behavioral health. All right. All right, and thank you all for sitting through this. I know we want to make sure that we give you all the chance to look at this before we send you off to the survey. So we have one last poster, and this is for safety. All right, so that is our final poster. So we are going to now send you, the link is right here, but we're also going to paste it into the chat box. You can click directly on it. So what we ask is that you complete the survey. So once again, you'll be voting on your top 2 or 3 goals for each priority area. And once again, those priority areas are listed on the survey. You'll also be asked the 2 questions we mentioned earlier about what changes do you hope to see in the next 5 years as a result of this work, and who from your community should be involved in this work. We also ask you some demographic questions if you feel comfortable answering those at the end of the survey, and just some general feedback on what you felt about the virtual forum. Once again, you can access the Community Vital Signs website to find more information, to watch the video, and also to host your own event if you're interested. Once again, you can contact me with any questions. Let me go back to this contact page, Courtney Huff, chuff@harderco.com. And we're going to send you off to do the survey now. We'll stay on for a little while. If you have any technical difficulties or any questions, please feel free to type them into the chat box and let us know. And also, if you're joining us in the repeat of this, so not the live broadcast, you can end the video now, and we will be moving on. But we really want to thank you so much for taking the time this morning. Your feedback is so important to this initiative, and we look forward to hearing from you all. So thank you, and please let us know if you have any questions.
attracting companies and businesses that have better, higher paying jobs within our county, i.e.
For those of you that may have joined a little late, we're at the end of the virtual forum. Everyone is filling out a survey on the goals presented as part of the Community Transformation Plan. But we just want you to know that there will be an opportunity to view this again. So if you would like more information, if you came in a little later, please let us know in the chat box here. Write us a little message and we can make sure we follow up with you and give you access to this virtual forum. It will also be available on the Community Vital Signs website. We have a screenshot here, communityvitalsigns.org, for anyone that wants to follow up with any information. This is the website here. You can see we have a Train the Trainers webinar available, information about all the in-person forums, and then we will be adding this recording as well for you to follow up on, along with the link to the survey that people are working on now. So just let us know if you need any follow-up information. We're also pasting the link to the survey into the chat box again for those of you that didn't have access to it. If you feel you have enough information to complete it now, you can feel free to do so. If you want any follow-up information, let us know. I know we got a couple of you ask for some follow-up information, so we can send you the link to this recording later on. But we also just put the survey link back up there for you to click on to complete the survey if you feel you have enough information. Thank you.